Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to see me play your deck, hang out with me in the amazing BoshNRoll community in Discord, access to my lists and sideboard guides before tournaments, book an individual coaching session, or just generally want to support what's going on here, check out the Patreon and YouTube membership options. For the finest Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, use code BoshNRoll for 10% off your order at coalesceapparel.shop. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. If you want to play what I'm playing, use my affiliate link to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com and play any deck anytime on Magic Online with a cardhoarder.com loan account. Thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to another BoshNRoll video. Today, I've got an exciting one. Bear with me as I get through the title of this deck. This is Pat from New Jersey's Yorion Wish Lands Rector Fit. Oh baby, hook this to my veins. Let's break these words down one at a time. Yorion, this is an 80 card deck. Wish, this is a Living Wish deck. There are 4 copies of Living Wish here. This can get a creature or land from outside the game, meaning your sideboard. So a large part of the sideboard is dope creatures and lands that we can wish for, which feed the lands and Rector part of the deck. Lands or crop rotations in this bad boy. We've got Bojuka Bog, Cavern of Souls, Field of the Dead, Nurturing Peatland, and Phyrexian Tower as tech lands we can reach for. Oh, Caracas, I guess, would qualify as well. Could even shortcut some mana with an end-step crop rotation for Ancient Tomb. Yeah, so there's a light lands package here. Rector, we have both Arena and Academy Rectors. Academy Rector, 4 mana 1/2. When this dies, you may exile it. If you do, search your library for an enchantment card, put it onto the battlefield. So Academy Rector enables the cool enchantments in the deck, which, let's work through these. Painful Quandary. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life unless they discard a card. Kind of a bigger, dumber, maddening hex, but it is in the colors we're playing. Cruel Reality. Enchant player. At the beginning of Enchanted player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. If they can't, they lose 5 life. It kills opponents quick. Overwhelming Splendor. Creatures Enchanted player controls lose all abilities and have base power toughness 1/1. Enchanted player can't activate abilities that aren't mana abilities or loyalty abilities. Sandworm Convergence. Creatures with flying can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. At the beginning of your upkeep, or beginning of your end step, create a 5/5 green worm creature token. And Omniscience, which then lets you dump all this other shit. So big ol' enchantment package. But there's also Arena Rector, which is the same card, but instead of getting an enchantment, you get a planeswalker. For that, we have Elspeth Sun's Champion. These lower end ones, by the way, why are we playing Elspeth? Why are we playing Painful Quandary? There's more powerful things. I concur, but sometimes you draw them and sometimes you want to cast them, which will dovetail with the last word we haven't talked about yet, which is the Nick Fit part of this deck. But we got Elspeth Sun's Champion at the bottom. Great at gumming up a board or destroying big creatures. Liliana Dreadhorde General, great at drawing cards and clearing a board. Nicol Bolas, God Pharaoh. This one's the one that you go for against combo because one of the +1 modes is Mind Rot. Target each opponent exiles 2 cards from their hand. You could get a hand empty pretty quick. Ugin can clear a board, and there's 2 of these. This is the most important one. Those are the planeswalkers. There's also a Gideon of the Trials in the sideboard for combo decks. There are some combo decks that literally can't beat this card, or it's a very big struggle to beat this card once you put the emblem in, but it's not good enough for the main deck. So there's a Gideon tucked over here for later. Reaching back to the Living Wish, there's both an Academy and Arena Rector in the sideboard that we can wish for when it's time to do that. And the last word in this deck is Fit, short for Nick Fit, which is the Veteran Explorer, Cabal Therapy, Sacrifice Outlet value engine that is always existing in like the medium tiers of Legacy. 1 mana 1/1. When Veteran Explorer dies, each player may search the library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Veteran Explorer plus Cabal Therapy is clear a card from your opponent's hand, maybe 2 if you're good, and then ramp 2 lands. Some Legacy decks have basic lands, and some don't. So sometimes this will be one-sided. The Veteran Explorer trigger will be one-sided, and sometimes it'll be even. Sometimes they'll have one basic in their whole deck. That's pretty common in like Delver and stuff. And sometimes they'll just have 0. And there aren't a whole lot of legacy decks outside of like the big top end control sphere that have 4 basics. So like the second Explorer is most likely going to be one-sided. And then outside of Cabal Therapy, Veteran Explorer with Phyrexian Tower, you sack the Veteran Explorer to make black, you tutor up 2 lands, you get 4 mana out of nowhere. That's what Tower is for. Tower also sacrifices the Rectors, get them in the graveyard. Cabal Therapy also sacrifices the Rectors. And there's 2 Village Rites kind of tying together this 80 card deck as another sacrifice outlet. So both your enabler and your payoff want to be sacrificed, so having a deck full of sacrifice outlets makes a lot of sense. Filling in the other 80 cards here, we've got 3 Endurances, plus there's another one in the sideboard that you can wish for if you want it, or just board it in emergencies and like really fast graveyard decks. You're going to want it just in the deck. Endurance doesn't need an introduction, just a great legacy card, and we're in the correct colors to cast it. Opposition Agent, got 2 of these. That's a fun one to ramp out, especially if you're using Veteran Explorer to do the ramping. This makes Veteran Explorer one-sided guaranteed. Good shit on Opposition Agent. And one of my favorite things about this deck, there's 2 copies of Eureka, which unfortunately are mismatched art, but at least one of them is the great E=MC² Legends art. Eureka, starting with you, each player may put a permanent card from their hand onto the battlefield. Repeat this process until no one puts a card on the battlefield. This is the backdoor. This is the show and tell, which can be risky because your opponent gets to do it too. You both just chuck all your permanents into play and see who wins. But look at our permanents. Who do you think is going to win that fight? Look at these. Look at this top end. It starts at 5 mana and caps at 10, and we got stuff everywhere in between. So the bet is Eureka will be better for us than it will be for them. Wow, that was a lot of words. This deck might look like an insane mess just by looking at it, but I promise it's like pretty functional. Pat and I did a couple coaching sessions where we really tuned up this list, helped figure out what the support spells should look like, helped decide what should be in the enchantment package, what should be in the Planeswalker package. So I am not going completely blind into this deck. Pat and I have played through about 2 leagues together and done a bunch of deck building with it. But it's the first time I've taken the wheel myself, and I'm excited to do this and to share it with the world. Let's jump into Pat's Yorion Wish Lands Rector Eureka fit. I should add Eureka to the title. This is going to be a long title on YouTube. I hope you all enjoy it. Let's do this thing. I'm on the draw in round 1 with Ugin and Liliana in my hand already, and Bojuka Bog. So those are 3 tutor bullets that I want to tutor for, not draw. I do have Rector and Explorer, but no way to sack the Explorer. I'd actually be in on this hand if it had a Phyrexian Tower, but I have to mulligan as it stands. Okay, there's a Veteran Explorer and a way to sack it. Let's do this. Put the Ugin on bottom. Deep and bottom, Eugene. I have Trophy and Endurance if I need to interact. Okay, an Aether Vial in play. Ooh, that helps. Now I don't have to take damage if I don't want to. I'm going to cast Veteran Explorer. I think that this deck is going to have Chalice of the Void, and it might have counterspells, but it's not going to have exile-based removal. I'm thinking this is Merfolk, by the way, and they mulled us 6. There are cool builds of Merfolk right now that are also combo decks, but unfortunately this is a deck that's going to have a shitload of basics. Oh no, Wasteland. But I mean, that's fine, honestly. The deck is built to not really care about that. Ooh, Eureka. And I can't win right now. I can Village Rites. All right. I am going to attack with Veteran Explorer. See if they wasteland me in combat. I don't really want my opponent to have first crack at all the mana, but I am about to draw 2 cards as well. All right. I'll just Village Rites now. Yeah, I'll go for it. Sucks that we have a deck with 1,000,000 basics in it right off the bat. So I definitely need a swamp, and I think I need... Do I need a plains? I have another green-black land. All right, I'll get a plains. That turns off Eureka and Endurance if they waste Yavimaya. I'm still going to try it. Ooh, Pernicious Deed. What's up? That's a card I don't mind seeing against Merfolk. Alright, yeah, I think I'm just gonna pass the turn, and I can trophy or endurance as necessary and try to maneuver into this Pernicious Deed. I didn't mention Pernicious Deed in the enchantment package because it's not one of the big ones you tutor for, but wow, is this a Pernicious Deed deck. I wake up in the morning feeling like PDD. I'm gonna float green, and then cast endurance. Just gonna put this into play. And I am going to tuck myself. There are some builds of Merfolk these days that are Thassa's Oracle combo decks, and I actually want their graveyard to have more cards in it in case they just paradigm shift me out of nowhere. Okay, don't force a will me, bruh. Pernicious Deed on the stack. Oh no, I had the Force of Will, pitching Force of Will. Okay, sure, whatever. Alright, I'm gonna attack with endurance. I have Savannah. Oh wait, that was Savannah. I thought that was Scrubland. I could have saved the damage there. Oops. But I can Eureka this Ugin into play next turn, and that's probably going to be good against Merfolk. One card left in hand. Even if it's True Name Nemesis, I don't care that much. Okay, Emperor Hale is actually a scary one because you can cast Merfolk from the top of your library. That would have been like a really good one to just rip off here. But it looks like someone's in trouble to my Eureka with your Hellbent self over there. Unfortunately, I only get to put in one permanent, but fortunately, it's Ugin. Oh, I can just plus and dome this homie? Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, let's start with Eureka. One permanent coming in. Just that one. 3 damage to Mihail. And then attack for 3. It did not flash in a Merfolk, and they're conceding the game. Oh yeah. That was a great showcase for game 1, round 1. There were versions of the deck where I had convinced Pat to cut the Eurekas, and he tucked them back in before he sent it into the queue. All right, Pat, I see you. Okay, there are 2 deeds in the deck. There's 2 Ugins in the deck. That's all the good stuff. Painful Quandary is not great. There's not really any removal. Like, the sideboard is, a lot of it is a wish board. So, like, Rector, Cavern, like, all of this stuff is definitely wish board. And then Yorion's the companion. I don't think this is a Gideon matchup, though. Gideon Emblem stops the Thassa's Oracle thing from happening. And plussing Gideon can prevent damage if they're on, like, a small number of jerks. This is definitely not a surgical matchup, and I don't think it's a Thoughtseize matchup either. So Gideon Endurance are like the 2 cards I'm looking at. Painful Quandary. This is a deck that can win without casting many spells, and once they're ahead, they're pretty good at staying there. Endurance, good against the Oracle and good against creatures without Island Walk, and my deck doesn't play islands. That's a weird thing to say for me. I think I do want Gideon. Just what is the cut? Sandworm Convergence, Overwhelming Splendor is great. Omniscience is good. Yeah, all the Planeswalkers are good. Oh, Nicol Bolas might be medium. Yeah, Nicol Bolas kind of sucks. That one's mostly for combo, for the getting their hand empty mode, but all the removal modes are worse than the other Planeswalkers we're already playing. Yeah, I'm just going to drop the curve a little bit, get Endurance and Gideon in the deck. Okay, Opposition Agent in the opener. Got a sack outlet, 2 of them. See what happens here. I'm going to keep my hand. Cavern on Merfolk, pass the turn. I'm going to Cabal Therapy Chalice of the Void. Cabal Therapy, naming Chalice. Chalice of the Void, let's see. Nope. Lord of Atlantis, Force of Will, Pledalian Hexcatcher. Yep, okay. There's a Tide Shaper in the hand, which means they can give me an island. And there's a Wasteland as well. Let's see if they want to go Mana Denial or what. So Tide Shaper turns the land into an island as long as you control Tide Shaper. That's not forever. So Assassin's Trophy picking that thing off can be a combat blowout. Oh, there's my island. It's still wastable. It's not a basic island. But I can fetch a forest here and put Abundant Growth on it and get myself set up. Invest in future Yorion considerations. Just had to reread Abundant Growth, make sure it was taps for any color and not is all land types. Dryad of the Elysian Grove makes Merfolk really good. But Abundant Growth is just taps for any color. So their hand doesn't function until they find another blue source. Yeah, they got Hexcatcher and push another damage through. Alright, now their hand is Force of Will and a bunch of other shit that they can't currently cast. Oh, that's a good one. Let's see if it's going to be worth a Force of Will to them. I mean, they probably... Oh, right, that's an island. They probably want the mana, so I doubt they'll force this. But then, okay, they are forcing it. Fair enough. Force picturing Emperor Mihail. Alright. Accepted Lords. And I still can't... Alright, I'll just run out of basic here. I buy you an island, which I did briefly forget about. And now Endurance can party. And none of these creatures have Island Walk yet. Oh no, another one of these? Jeez, alright. Okay, the damage is coming in pretty quick now. Getting overrun. Oh, Gideon. Not quite the spot I want Gideon in, but I can hold up Removal Spell or Endurance here, and Endurance can eat these Hex Catchers for free unless they find mana to cast Master right now. Okay. Wasteland still doesn't cast their spells. I played Merfolk a few times on the channel, and it actually is like a huge problem that there's so many non-basic lands in the deck. Or non-blue lands in the deck. And I'll take my beats here. They played around Endurance. That was smart. But I'm going to end step the Endurance all the same. I'm going to get a Snow Forest. Just respect the potential Field of the Dead. Yeah, it sucks that I have to respect Wasteland here. I don't really want to at all. I'm going to target nobody with Endurance. Yeah, these Hex Catchers turn every Merfolk into Curse Catcher. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 1. We'll see how that goes. Ooh, Crop Rotation. That can flip my island out of play at the very least, and maybe protect me with from a Wasteland. Yeah, I can flip something. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, I'm going to play Phyrexian Tower. And pass the turn. Yeah, I can't put Yorion in my hand and Crop Rotation and Assassin's Trophy. Like I gotta pick a spot here. Alright, passing the turn. I could have Opposition Agented and Cabal Therapied them, but fuck. There's the... Well, this is the blowout we were looking for, I hope. I can float Colorless and Crop Rotation. Let's Crop Rotate that. Do they want to spend some creatures on it? Nope. I think I just want to get basic planes here. Try to set up Gideon for the future. None of these creatures are legends. None of this is removal. We just put another tower into play. Make them waste it again. Now I'll get the planes. Let's just shield up. I mean, this floating colorless is actually relevant because they could sink a bunch of Merfolk into trying to counter. Okay, do I want to try to blow out in combat? Is that even a line that I have? The Master is... If I let it resolve, what happens? Versus starting to just chuck spells at it. And they have to sacrifice 2 Merfolk to counter Trophy anyway. Alright, I'm just going to hope their last card in hand isn't Force. Resolves. And this is always 1. It's not equal to its power or anything like that. Here comes Tide Shaper. How many other things are coming? The whole squad. Assassin's Trophy, Tide Shaper. Green, black. Moment of Truth. If they sacrifice... Yeah, they have to sacrifice 3 Merfolk to counter this. Cool, now I can block. Not a land anymore. I am at 2, which is not a great life total to be at. Yeah, Wasteland makes sense here. And Gideon is actually ready to stabilize this board. White, colorless white. They'd have to sacrifice their whole board to counter this. Master of the Pearl Trident is not going to deal any damage this turn. Okay, Gideon, carry this game for me. Still don't get to attack, still at 2. In a lot of danger here. Could just go wide on me. Opposition agent is just a body to tangle in combat. Oh no. 3 mana, don't do that. Oh no, Mihal. This is the kind of homie that can actually win the game. Is the card advantage it develops. I need a Rector. Either one. Oh no. Just more Rector payoffs. Okay, Mihal doesn't do any damage this turn. And I'll pass the turn. They don't know about opposition agent. I might be able to get like kind of a medium-sized board sweep here. If they go Lord of Atlantis attack with everything. I block Hexcatcher. I block Master. Oh, they're double spelling. Oh no. Yeah, they had 2 of them. I can't win now. Or I guess I can still rip Rector. Yeah, now I'm just in full chump block mode instead of mostly chump block mode. I can still draw Academy Rector or Arena Rector. Or does Academy Rector actually help me here? Arena Rector is the better one for sure. Yeah, the second Lord here, just brutal. Now I don't even get the sweep. I mean, I guess I was dead next turn anyway, and just trying to rip. Attacking me is the correct choice. Opposition agent, go. Block, and try to draw Arena Rector. Rector. Or Eureka doesn't work. Rector. Okay. That was weirdly competitive. Gideon bought me some extra draw steps there. Okay, does anything change? I still think I want the Rectors in the Living Wish package rather than in my deck. In Thoughtseize, like I could load up on that and try to pick apart their plan. I guess I would be cutting opposition agents, which are like bodies, but that's all they are. Yeah, I don't think Thoughtseize is what I want. But is a 3 mana 3/2 with basically no abilities what I want. They don't have fetch lands. Only my Veteran Explorers really turn that on. Opposition agent is better from behind. Thoughtseize is better from ahead or parity. Alright, I'm going to keep the Oppo agents in. Let's do it. Same deck. Okay, crop rotation. This one I am going to keep. It doesn't have black mana yet. It does accelerate. It does insulate against Wasteland. I'm just going to Savannah go here. And hope they waste me. Not a Wasteland. Coward. Come on, black mana. Easy. I'm already protected from Wasteland, so I'm just going to get Bayou here, and I'm going to Cabal Therapy, Force of Will. Therapy of the Force. Lord of Atlantis, Silvergrill Adept, Thought Lash, Vidalian. I don't care about any of this. Okay. Deal. I'm going to have an Ugin in play next turn, unless they draw Graveyard Hate. I guess they could top deck Force of Will right now. That would be kind of annoying. Oh, they're passing the turn. They're going to try to Hex Catch me? They don't know about Ancient Tomb. Oh, baby. Ooh, okay. Now we have a choice to make. In Ugin versus Overwhelming Splendor or Sandworm Convergence. Can they beat Sandworm Convergence? Probably not. Or I could Omniscience. Oh, yeah, I can just Omniscience here. Oh, wild. Okay. Yeah. All right, I'm going to get Omniscience. Academy Rector, get in there. Hope they didn't draw Force of Will this turn. Because Omniscience can cast Rector, cast Crop Rotation, get Phyrexian Tower, get me enough mana and a Planeswalker to get above the Hexcatcher to then Living Wish for Emrakul. Okay. Cabal Therapy, you sacrificing my Rector. Yes, I would like to use this ability and put Omniscience into play. And then I'm going to name the other Hexcatcher. Yeah, that is somehow still the scariest card in the hand. Oh, they drew Brazen Borrower for turn. Not bad. Okay, here is... I'm going to Crop Rotation first. See if they blink on that. Oh, I can just kill the Hexcatcher, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, giving them 1 mana doesn't do anything. Yeah. Kill the Hexcatcher. I could try to stunt on them with a doing the whole thing, but I'm just going to wish for Emrakul here and move this video along. Emrakul the Aeon's Torn, how's that for you? Old turn 3 Goldfish with 2 discard spells involved. Not a bad 80 card non-blue combo deck, if you do ask me. Undefeated, let's keep it going. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and every other format you'll see on this channel. They have multiple customizations so you can view your deck how you want. Text view, stacks, grid, custom grouping by type, subtype, color, light mode, dark mode. However you want to see your deck, they can provide it for you. My favorite feature is you can choose your set printing, make the deck look exactly how you want it to. The deck screen features expandable sections that show you what tokens your deck makes, your recent change history to the deck, stats about mana curve and opening hand distribution, mana cost distribution. You can deal out sample hands and even play test the deck. Island Ponder, you know I'm keeping this one. This site has everything. Follow me on Moxfield.com to keep up with decks I'm playing for the channel and what I'm up to in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the play in round 2 with a stinker. This is too many lands, no ramp. The Field of the Dead is there. Almost tempted, but I'm going to ship it. All right. We're just playing green-white depths this round. Keep this one and put... I think I want to send Caracas to the bottom. Yeah, I can spin it up if I need it, right? Yeah, I'll send Caracas to the bottom. And I'm just going to fetch land pass. See what we're up against here. The Dragon's Rage Channeler. Let me tell you about Cavern on Elemental versus Is It? Oh, and a bunch of basic lands. Life is good. I am going to have to decide when and what I'm going to fetch for with this Windswept Heath. Like if I want to just get lanes or try to get access to black mana at some point in this game. Got a Brainstorm. They kept their card on top. And in with the DRC. You got it. So the Cavern on Elemental, the jig is up. I got to decide how long I want to play around this and if I want to try to fade anything else out along the way. All right, I'm going to Cavern on Elemental. Let's do this. I'm not going to die to this Dragon's Rage Channeler. It's hanging out. I don't need to act now. If they fetch, I will fetch in response, just in case of Stifle, but all right, that didn't work. Yeah, getting Wastelanded and Stifled here would be a bummer. They're fetching... Oh, a Grixis strategy. Ponder. Yeah, I'm going to let all of this hit the graveyard before I fire off my Endurance. What is this? Is this Grixis Delver? Is it like some... It wouldn't be Doomsday variant with a Wasteland in it, though I have seen Grixis Doomsday lists with DRC in them. Yeah, this Wasteland is giving it up. Yeah, you better bin that Murktide Regent. It's not coming anytime soon. You know what elementals are in Legacy. You are delirious. You're going to have to waste before combat. Oh, or just attack me. This has to be Stifle, right? Like no other play makes any sense. Wasteland, float an elemental green mana in response. Okay, this just worked. I think I'm just going to get a Plains, play around Wasteland. I can crop rotate for black mana if it becomes an emergency. And here's an uncounterable elemental. This was avoidable if you Wasteland before combat. Target you, delete your hard work over there. Oh, Snuff Out. All right, you got me. There was a plan. We got Snuff Out Delver. Cool. I have another Endurance. I'm starting to gum up on Planeswalkers in a way that I am not happy about. Here's a Brainstorm. We'll see if Daze is something they want to be doing. Still can't Murktide from here. Progressive Iteration. I think now's the time to Endurance. Or, no, this will create Delirium. I will either take 3 here or try to eat the DRC. See what happens. Definitely hitting the shitty side of this deck where sometimes you just draw a 6 and 8 drop against Delver in your first 2 draw steps. Alright. Don't daze me, bro. And Unholy Heat also works here. That's a card you're playing. Alright, had the daze. Fine. Whatever. Not going to pay for Endurance because I can't. If I had another land in my hand, I would have just taken it and done this next turn, but I don't. No guarantees I'm going to draw it. No guarantees it's going to get better. There is a Bojuka Bog in my deck, though. Yeah, I think it's time to rotate into Bojuka Bog. There's not a better land to get, is there? No. All right. Let's at least get black mana available and mess up the graveyard. Take some pressure off. Get rid of the imminent threat of Murktide. Wasteland just became a problem, but when you draw 2 of your bangers instead of tutoring for them, it's going to happen. And Expressive Iteration is cheating. Why don't you win with Eureka like a healthy person? Milled Polluted Delta, then kept the next card down. Now we're resolving Expressive Iteration. Found Wasteland. My nightmare. Okay, 1/1's attacking. You got it. There's a Rector, but we're running out of juice here. We haven't done anything this game that indicates we're any sort of combo deck. Like, we've cast Crop Rotation 2 Endurances, Bojuka Bog. Like, this looks like Abzan Depths. Like some Yorion brew. Like, it's obviously a brew. Like, these aren't cards you just see. But this looks like some sort of Abzan Depths thing. And I have cleared their graveyard twice this game, and they are easily just in the Murktide zone still. Double DRC, so good. This deck probably doesn't have basic lands in it, though. I'm willing to bet. And we're not winning game 1. There's, like, no way. Yeah, okay. And I'm not even going to cast that card. Tell them what we're up to. That was a Wastelands world. We're all living in it. Okay, Endurance comes in. And, I mean, I don't really like Gideon. It also just, like, gets lightning bolted. But if we're playing this, like, nickel and dime game, and I brought it in against one blue tempo deck. Painful Quandary kills them pretty quick, but so does anything else I would tutor up. Yeah, I think I'm just doing that thing again, where I lower the curve. And Endurance is definitely coming in. The Gideon is the maybe. Like, I could keep Painful Quandary in my deck, but they're a deck that can win without casting spells, and they draw so many cards that they could afford to discard to get the spells they need onto the stack. Yeah, I don't think that's the plan. Not that I think Gideon is actively good, but I don't think Thoughtseize or Collector Oof is going to be better. Oh no. So many Explorers and no mana to cast them. Mulligan. Okay, I got Explorer. No sack outlet, but I am going to keep this, and I can bottom Omniscience or Eureka, but yeah, they go together, so I'm bottoming the Omniscience for sure. Okay. Veteran Explorer, get in there. Force of Will's the only good answer they have to it right now. And I mean, that's a good answer, but I'm still going to cast my spell. Shit. Alright, force pitching Murktide. Hopefully later they're unable to force my Eureka because they forced this Veteran Explorer now. I'm on mono non-basics again. Oh, basic land. That seems greedy to have a basic land in a 3-color Delver deck. The kid's forgotten how to build Delver after all these years. I could just Assassin's Trophy that basic. There's no way they have 2. Alright, I'll just wait. That seems greedy. Trying to cheese Delver, always a mistake. Delver did not flip, probably means they're drawing a land. Yeah, I've gotten so used to playing with and against Boseiju that search for a basic land on Assassin's Trophy is actually like hugely relevant text. Okay, Delver's getting in. And I could use Trophy to start softening them up for Endurance. Like, I could just hit the DRC right now. I actually do want to do that. I really don't think you have another basic in your deck. And if they daze this, that's a daze that's not getting pointed at Endurance, and we got a deal. Yeah. Okay. So the hand contains Volcanic Island and 2 mystery cards. I hope one of them is not daze. Village Rites someday. I'm going to pass. They just surveilled, so they have an extra look at flipping Delver, and I would like the information at least before I Endurance them. Delver did not flip again. Terrifying. Okay, Volcanic Island, 2 mystery cards in the hand. Oh god, I hate how good Daze is here, but I'm going to cast my spell. I mean, they know about Endurance. It's like the #1 thing that would be on the brain of anybody with a brain right now. So Like, they must have the snuff out, and they played the land I didn't know about rather than the land I did, so I'm getting snuffed here, yeah. Guaranteed. Okay. Wish I had a black up to village rights for the blowout. Bajuka Bog, alright. I'll bog you. And put Yorion in my hand, I guess. Eureka for Yorion, GG. I mean, Veteran Explorer is an insane draw right now. Just something to village rights. Oh, we're still not flipping. Still not interested. 2 damage coming through. I can cast Yorion right now. Like, I can put it on the stack. So I will. I guess I do need a white source. I'm already exposed to Wasteland. Price of Progress is the other consideration. I'm going to get Savannah, because if they waste my Yavimaya, I'm off double green. Alright, here is a 4 or 5 creature. No other abilities. It's in play. I was pretty sure it would resolve. I'm not sure it's going to stay in play, like they are a Snuff Out deck, but I was pretty sure it was going to resolve. Flip Delver, revealing Snuff Out. No, revealing Force Negation. Right on time. And they can hardcast that, which is kind of a concern. I might just Eureka next turn to flush it out. Okay, someone's got a Lightning Bolt, and I'm blocking. Never not blocking. Yeah, sure. That's fine. That did more than I thought I was going to do. Kept their card on top. Opposition Agent, what's up? That is a good card. Yeah, I'm going to pass here. And they do have a fetch land in play. Force of Negation does not interact with Opposition Agent. Opposition Agent also is bigger than a 1/1. Yeah, I'm just going in on Oppo Agent. Fuck your fetch land. Go ahead, crack it. I'd rather trade with your, or eat your creature, not even a trade. Wow, Force of Will was the draw. Okay. Well, any playable card off the top now will get Eureka into play. Opponent is Hellbent. It's time to draw a banger. A Rector wins, anything wins. Oh, this Village Rights is killing me. They did bin their card. Mystic Sanctuary might be in the deck, but it only gets Force of Will or Lightning Bolt. Either of which are super inspiring. Okay. They are interested in Lightning Bolt. There's not a Dryad Arbor in this deck, is there? No, unfortunate. I would love to Village Rights away a Dryad Arbor right now. Okay, your hand is Lightning Bolt. You can bolt me, get a Surveil, maybe hit Delirium. Okay. Passing the turn. Come on, Rector. Come on, Planeswalker. We know the shields are down. Pernicious Deed. Okay, I'll take that. Green, black, colorless. Pernicious Deed. I'm going to take 1 from this DRC and just make sure I have a whole turn to develop. Ponder, okay. Ponder, Lightning Bolt's still the card in hand. Ponder does not, or does create Delirium. Alright, maybe I am going to zap this DRC. I don't really want to take another 3-point chunk of damage when I know Bolt's sitting in their hand. Did not shuffle. I mean, Murktide Region is live, but I can't deed that anyway. Just looking for that rip. That big rip. Any payoff or any enabler does what I need it to do here. Just frantically checking the deck list to make sure there's not a Dryad Arbor. That would be a big messed up. And there's Murktide, which is 5/5. Okay. Come on, big payoff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even sandbag the fetch land. Okay. So I'm gonna make a zombie. And then I'm gonna fetch and make another zombie. And then I'm going to sacrifice. I guess I should get Swamp because everything's already a forest. No reason to get a forest. I make another zombie. And then I'm going to Village Rights one of these zombies and try to get something going with Eureka. Like right now while the coast is clear. Let's make it happen. Cruel Reality. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can cast that next turn. Oh, I can Eureka it right now. Yeah. Easy game. Sacrifices creature. Yep, done. That's what we were looking for. Eureka. And we know their hand is Lightning Bolt. I'm going to put in Ancient Tomb, which makes a zombie. And then Cruel Reality. And attach it to my opponent. That should do it. Field of the Dead. Found the line. Yeah, fuck you, Delver. Okay, now they are vaguely aware we're a combo deck. If the graveyard hate wasn't in before, it's gonna be now. They still haven't seen a Rector, but they have to imagine that's what's going on. I don't think anything changes. I guess like putting a Cavern in my deck. I could cut a card that's just not very good, like Gideon probably, and just put Cavern in my deck. That gives me +1 land, and it's a Cavern against the Wasteland deck with counterspells. Kind of like that. Yeah, I wasn't excited about Gideon being in my deck anyway. Yeah, I like that. Let's do it. I think leaving the tower in the sideboard where I can wish for a sack outlet is pretty important. 6 lands in Eureka. This is not it. I'm gonna mulligan. Okay. Some sack outlets, some stuff to do. I'm gonna keep this in bottom Cruel Reality. Don't like my softness to Wasteland. This deck does play a lot of basics, believe it or not. A Ponder. I wish I could Cabal Therapy naming Wasteland, but that's illegal. Come on, basic Swamp. Boo, boo. Maybe I just play Savannah, hold up Crop Rotation for a turn, and just try to protect my mana, because getting cut out from under me with Wasteland is really bad for this game plan. There's the Wasteland. Alright, well, it'll at least also cost them a counterspell if they want to stop me from having lands. Okay. That's fine. It's a daze I don't have to fight through. Better than just getting Wastelanded, but still sucks, obviously. And using a Brainstorm with their floating mana. And already used their land drop, so they got a ship. Now I'm driving. Oh no. Not what I wanted. I think I have to leave up a Crop Rotation again. Okay. I'm not getting rotated here. Alright, land. Okay. We got a chance. Saying there's a chance. Cabal Therapy, you. My name Surgical or Force of Will? Probably Force of Will. Force of Will. We got one. There's a Brainstorm and a Magmatic Channeler with 2 lands. Crop Rotate for Ancient Tomb doesn't quite do it here. Oh, the Flip Revealing Daze. Shit. Alright, well, definitely doesn't do it here then. Taking my 3. And they're going to get Channeler in. Which, is this in full mode? Oh yeah, it is. In 4/4 mode. For now. Like, I could Crop Rotate for... Oh, I can Crop Rotate for Ancient Tomb in the end step. Oh, this is risky. So I take 7... Crop Rotate for Ancient Tomb in the end step. Yeah, a Force beats me, but a Daze doesn't. Alright, I'm passing the turn. This Brainstorm is fucking me up, as usual. Brainstorm. Okay. Okay, so in the end step, I'm gonna fetch for... Oh wait, why do I think this works? It doesn't. Hold up. 1, 2... 3, 4. Yeah, I would have to draw another land on top of it. I guess I should play to that out. Like, that's what I have. The option is Crop Rotate for Bajuka Bog and try to slow it down. I think that's a punt, though. Right, yeah, I'm going to Crop Rotate my Nurturing Peatland into an Ancient Tomb. And then try to just spike another land. Or does Ancient Tomb matter now? Because I could get Cavern if I'm just trying to draw a land. But Cavern doesn't let me get Omniscience Ugin. Is Omniscience the get anyway? I am going to get Ancient Tomb. Alright. Try to power through this. Come on, land. Even Cavern. Fuck you, Ugin! Alright, now we're done. I tried. Delver is an efficient beast. We got 1 game off him, though. There's a lot more lands in my deck than Ugins, just saying. And I have 2 Ugins in my hand and not 2 lands in my hand. Oh well. The flip side of having Eureka in your deck is you have to have big dumb shit to put in with Eureka, and sometimes you just draw it. Let's go. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. Ooh, this is one of my Patreon subscribers. Hello, dead guy. We played on the channel recently, but I'm not gonna lie, I forget what they're playing. This hand, I mean, crop rotation gives it a chance at being relevant, but I think we can do better. Oh, both Eurekas. We're going to 5, team. Ah, geez, Dak. Come on, man. You're killing me. So many, so close. We're going to 4. Okay. Keep this. Rector, Trophy, Endurance to the bottom. Just hope to clown with Opposition Agent. All right. This is certainly a choice I've made. Cavern on Human gives you the Rectors and the Oppo Agent, so we got some cool overlap there. Painter. Okay. Opposition Agent has a chance. There are... Oh no! The Ancient Tomb. I mean, I'm excited to see it, but also, shit. I'm gonna just pop Yorion on my hand, actually. Since we find ourselves in this awkward sequence anyway, I'd like to spend my mana. But Goblin, Engineer, and Urza Saga are tutors in this Painter deck. If I had known my opponents on Painter, probably should have kept the Endurance and the Trophy rather than the Oppo Agent. But I did not. Oh, there's Painter. We're dead next turn. Oh, are we dead now? Or am I just getting my lands red blasted now? This Black Lotus Petal should tap for at least 2. Just saying. I have options here. I can simply concede the game, or... No, that's the only option. 3 mana in play, don't have a removal spell. I just didn't know the matchup. Like, my 4-card hand actually could have been great. Or my 5-card... How many cards did we have? 4? Yeah, I kept 3 lands, Oppo. Yeah, if I had kept, like, 2 lands, Trophy, Endurance, that's much better for the matchup, but didn't know that at the time. I could put Emrakul in my main deck so I can't get milled out. I'm actually going to do that. The lines where you Rector for Omniscience for Living Wish for Emrakul versus just never being able to get decked. I'm interested. Okay, Thoughtseizes I do want. Gideon is actually good here. You can't win the game, I can't lose the game. That sounds like a good deal. Collector Roof I do want in the sideboard, where I can Living Wish for it. That just gives me more copies of it. Whereas the rest of these, I just want. Opposition Agent actually kind of medium here. Painful Quandary, once again, medium. Elspeth Sun's Champion. God Pharaoh. A lot of their stuff. Oh, Ugin with a Painter in play exiles all lands. Along with everything else. That's messed up. I might want to cut Omniscience because they're a deck full of Red Blasts, and losing my payout to 1 mana is really embarrassing. Sandworm Convergence, Overwhelming Splendor. These are all good. Reality's good. Liliana's fine. Endurance is good, actually, to the point where I probably want the other one. Now I gotta cut 3 cards. Trophy's good. Therapy, that's my sack outlet. Sun's Champion, pretty medium, honestly. I'll get rid of that. Like, I can find a way to win a game without the 1/1s, and there's no, like, giant creatures to Wrath. Ugin is at its worst in this matchup. And it's still really good. I'm going to leave 1 in. Eureka. Okay, I'll go down to 1 Eureka. This looks fine. Okay, 3 monsters in the opener. I'm going to mulligan this after boarding out a Eureka. Forget it. Okay, this one's more like it. I'm going to keep this and send, I think, one of the lands to the bottom, the Savannah to the bottom. This deck likely has, or possibly, but likely has some moon effects in it. I'm going to Cabal Therapy, naming Painter. Painter Servant. How'd we do? We did get one. And there is a Blood Moon confirmed, and they could turn 1 it. Shit. Well, turn 1 Blood Moon. I have Cabal Therapy, or I have black, but not green. And let's see if they want to even do that? I mean, is that better than like turn 1 Fable the Mirror Breaker? Okay. We will see who gets out of this first. Simian Spirit Guide. And 4 cards in hand. All right. They have 1 mana to play this game on. And so do I. I have more than 1 mana. I can Cabal Therapy Fable. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Get that out of here. Okay. Found a Mountain. Mountain Fury Red Blaster the hand. Okay. Need to find a basic land, and I'm just rolling. And if I don't, I'm in trouble. An opponent needs to draw lands at all. Put Yorion in hand. That mana's not doing anything else. Oh, just drew 3 lands. Perfect. Oh, now Plains is good. Plains and Forest, both great. Oh, come on, I'm just going to die to Fury on turn 5. More green cards. Land Fury. Let's see it. Just... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just 4 lands right off the top. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. Easy money. Yeah, this is the play. Thought about it for a second, then, yep, Fury. Sure. Deal 4 to itself, please. I can still win this game if I find a basic in the next number of turns. All right, Surgical Extraction. Well, you see what I'm up to now. Did bring in the Graveyard Hate. Kind of a mixed bag on that Surgical, because now, like, random creatures don't flashback therapy, which they don't really need to in this Blood Moon game state, but I also like that Surgical much better at targeting Rector. And they probably saw the Emrakul in my deck at this point. All right, now you can keep drawing lands. The damage is done. Just draw lands the rest of the game now. Smoke the whole carton. Okay. There's 2 forests or there's 3 forests and 2 plains in the deck. I'm drawing to a 5-outer right now. Man, turn 1 Blood Moon. Even on turn 2, it would have been not a problem. It's the handful of fetch lands leading on the basic. Did what I was supposed to do. I go to 8, then I go to 2. I get to see 2 more cards this game. Uh-oh, Goblin Engineer. That takes a turn, or that doesn't take a turn off the clock. Okay, we're still good. Ray's Apprentice. Oh, maybe it does. Come on, basic land, not a swamp. What does Ray's Apprentice do? Target creature gets +2/+0. Yeah, that'll do. All right. Yeah, got beat by turn 1 Blood Moon. Remember when we Cabal Therapied and we are like, oh, they have turn 1 Blood Moon, but no more lands, and then they cast Fury on turn 5. Someone is subscribed to both the BoshNRoll Patreon and Moto Premium. Congratulations, opponent. That was a pretty good game. We were just a basic land, or I mean, they committed to the Blood Moon. They could have been like, oh, he has a basic, I'll lead on Fable, like I was hoping, and just didn't. Stuck to the plan. GG's. On to the next one. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. I'm on the play for round 4, and we have our first peek at Veteran Explorer popping. I'm going to keep this. And I think I'm just going to Forest go, because you can sequence all of this in one turn. Like, I have no information now. I probably wouldn't blind name Brainstorm if I just had nothing to go off of. Dragon's Rage Channeler. So I can Ball Therapy, check for Daze or Force. Probably want to check for Force because I can play around Daze in a long game. And then if my Explorer resolves, I can drop that, and then we're doing stuff. Okay. Ball Therapy, naming Force of Will. All right, let's see. 2 Force of Wills and no Dazes. There is a Force of Will, and I can flashback taking 2 Lightning Bolts. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, yes, it does, because their basic land does not cast Bolt. Yeah, if they had 2 mountains, they could just tutor the 2 mountains, bolt me twice, and then let Therapy resolve, but that's not going to happen. Yes, I would like to use this ability. I would like a white and a black. Or I can just get green-black, hold up Trophy this turn, and just never lose. But I really want this Elspeth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I am going to get green black, and I'll try to find another source of white for my Elspeth down the road. So I can name Delver here, or I can get 2 cards, or I can get rid of the creature. I think I want to name the bolts. I'll just take my 2 card hit here. And the hand is down to Delver of Secrets and 2 lands. Am I more worried about Delver or DRC? I think it's DRC. Though, if they jam untap and draw Murktide, I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm going for it now. Call me an idiot. I'll take it. All right, there it is. Yorion can get in the way of Delver. So here's Yorion. I guess Yorion's also a white spell. All right, that might come back to burn me. Force of Will on top. All right, disappointing. Oh, got rid of it. Cool. Less disappointing. All right, that Misty Rainforest was not in their hand when I checked it, so they have Steam Vents and 1 mystery card. All right, white source, let's go. Oh, Endurance, that might be even better. I'm going to play Yavimaya and pass the turn. He didn't have Murktide last turn. I'm not going to give him the chance. I'm just going to Endurance. Like, unlocking hardcast Force of Will or just jamming Murktide isn't worth getting the Delver out of play, which Endurance already neutralizes Delver. Like land number 5 there. That could have been Force. Okay. I think it's Yorion time. I'm going to attack and then cast Yorion. If Bolt finishes off Endurance for 2 cards, leaving Steam Vents in their hand, that's fine. Elspeth will win the game after that. And this can get the basic planes. I don't want to get taken off double white by a Wasteland. And here's Yorion. Do you have Force of Will? Do you have Pyroblast? Nope. And Flicker Endurance. And I will target myself with Endurance because these cards in my graveyard don't do anything, and Assassin's Trophy is a good one to have in my deck. Their Kraken fetches in the end step. Wonder if that was just a desperate thinning situation. Brainstorm, good one. Feel pretty far ahead right now. And Elspeth can kill Murktide. Based on my Yavimaya, that's fine. Oh, it's quite a quandary you're in. We're either going to see a Force of Will or a Concession. There's no other mode here. Concession it is. That went well. Okay. That's what happens when you actually execute on the thing. Cabal Therapy hitting on the front and hitting 2 cards on the back while ramping me. Like, there we go. All right. I like the bringing Cavern in situation. Painful Quandary did just technically elicit a concession, but I don't know if we want to dine out on that for too long. Nicol Bolas and Painful Quandary for Endurance and Cavern, and I'm in for this. Mono black mana here. I don't think I can keep this. It is basic, but I'm going to ship. We've seen what the deck's capable of. Okay, here we go. Uncounterable Endurance. I'm going to keep this and send Eureka. Misty Rainforest to start them off. They kept 7. ERC. You know me. Ooh. My homie is here. No sack outlet, though. I'm not going to cast it into Daze. I'm just going to lead on represent my basic forest here. Ponder. Okay. Spinning a Wasteland. Okay. They don't know that's good against me. Unlike my last Delver opponent. And it's really just about like, what draws you come up with. The Wasteland is not good against this draw. But they might regret it when I have this Cavern in play. If they turn to Murktide me, though, it's not going to matter that much. I can trophy the Murktide, but that's still a big development before I'm even set up over here. I'm going to draw for turn. Okay, having 2 trophies, I'm a lot more comfortable now about getting just clapped by Murktide Regent. I'm going to fetch this. Oh, I have the same number of both forests. Never mind. Wait, there's 4 forests in my deck? I thought there was 3. I had more outs than I thought last game. All right, Veteran Explorer is on a stack. Would you like to Force of Will? And I'll take 2 cards off this because it's like a totally fine backdoor. My plan A is Endurance right now. Endurance backed by Assassin's Trophies. And they don't have the ability to exile things that are in play. They could like submerge my Explorer, but they're not going to like force the Plowshares it. And if they don't find Delirium here, they can't even attack. That Expressive Iteration means that they're not going to cast Murktide this turn, which is what I was worried about. They played their land before iterating as well, so that might have constricted their options, but they did find a 1-drop all the same. Congratulations for that. A Cavern on Elemental. I should have attacked before playing my land. No way they're ever going to block. All right, I'm going to Endurance now. They can just slam Murktide, and I'm not interested. Sweep up your graveyard. Leave those DRCs chilling. Maybe I'm not supposed to attack with Explorer, like Double Bolt or Submerge. They get to poke for damage where otherwise they wouldn't. Maybe that's silly. I don't know. What's not silly, though, is me casting Living Wish for a Rector here. See if they want to engage with this on the stack. Force of Will, pitching Daze. Good call. Spinning a Wasteland. Spinning another land. And Force of Will resolves. You got it. I am ready to keep attacking with Veteran Explorer. Maybe this game will come down to just nickels and dimes. Another iteration. All right. If they accidentally end up with Delirium, they have to attack, which is just fine by me. The Expressive Iteration will be card type number 3. They kept their card on top. Maybe for fear of accidental Delirium. Maybe because it's actually good. We'll see soon. Mystic Sanctuary picking up EI. Assassin's Trophy, May Search. Okay. Fine. All right. I can't force the shuffle there. I don't think I would anyway. Doesn't seem like a high value play. Okay. These Surveils are not going to Surveil. We're just going to put Expressive Iteration in the hand and pass. And Trophy only targets opponent's permanents. For anyone in the comments thinking, why isn't he zapping his own creature? Doesn't work that way. That's the reason. Oh my god. That does work, though. You got another force? Nope. Okay. Pernicious Deed for 1. Don't mind if I do. That kills my Explorer and their whole shit. Yes, I would like to use this ability. I'm going to get my planes out. The regular and the snow covered. I can already fetch my last basic forest if I really want it. I probably do. Or last type of basic forest. There are more in the deck, but I can get a snow covered forest. And then I just have the full spread on basics to turn on Field of the Dead. And I'm going to put Yorion in hand because not spending them in any other way. All right, go. That was solid. And they didn't even search for a land. The basic must be in their hand already. Or they didn't want to shuffle, which is even better. I found a Murktide off the EI. I have multiple answers to that at the ready. Oh my god. I can crop rotate for the Field of the Dead if I want to start pushing. Okay, black-green. Sack your Murktide. Force of Will, pitching Daze. That was pretty good. You got another one? Zap. Okay. Did they just not want to shuffle last turn? Okay, yeah. Basic is not in their hand. They just didn't want to shuffle. And now they could play a second Murktide, which would be mildly concerning, I guess. Brainstorm. Fetching. There are some lands left in the deck. And this looks like a Murktide. Looks like they found the second wave. And it's 6/6, so Yorion plus Endurance can beat it up. Maddening Hex, okay. I don't plan on casting many non-creature spells this game. Oh, wow. Well, I'll cast one right now. How's that? Let me see if Rector resolves. Academy Rector. Not a creature, notably. And you can't have Force of Will here. I'm going to crop rotation away. I'll take some amount of damage. 1. Deal. Get a Phyrexian Tower. Then I'll make black. I probably could have tapped in a way that put Yorion this turn. No, I'm still at mana short. All good. Yes, use the ability. Sandworm Convergence. I think Cruel Reality just wins a lot faster. Yeah, okay. It's definitely Cruel Reality. Convergence makes Murktide irrelevant. I think it would win the game eventually, but let's just make them dead. Most of the time when Maddening Hex is in play against me, I'm just like, oh shit, this is unbeatable. So this feels good to take 1 damage casting multiple creature spells and an unbeatable enchantment in the face of this stupid card. Yeah, we did it. Got one on the board against Delver. Split those matchups and on to the final round. I'm on the play for round 5. Positive record on the line. This hand does not explode, but I am going to keep it. This is just like a removal, endurance removal. And like this is pretty good against a large number of combo decks and most of the fair decks. The 2 other spells are even green. I could double pitch endurance if it comes to that. And my opponent's on a mull to 5 so far, so we might have actually just nut queued into Reanimator with our double endurance start. We'll see. I'm just going to Verdant Catacombs pass, see what their 5 cards are. Oops, all spells. Oops, all spells. Oops, all spells. Shit. Island? Island Ponder on a mull to 5? Alright. They might be just unlucky and not up to no good. Do not shuffle. Ooh, Abundant Growth. Pretty happy to cast that one. I could fetch a Swamp and growth that. That actually looks a lot better. Yeah, I'm going to fetch Swamp and growth the Swamp because more of my base cards are green than black. And this gives me Endurance next turn, which otherwise, without drawing this land, I wouldn't have had. Land go after the Ponder. All right. Okay, I'm going to start just like testing my opponent with end-step Endurances and see if they can handle the heat of just 3-4 beatdown before I try to do anything else. I guess this could be Doomsday, but I don't know if Doomsday plays Flooded Strand. But having creatures beating down is good against Doomsday too, so that doesn't even rule out the play that I'm talking about. Do not shuffle. This is a lot of islands. Is this High Tide? What are we doing? Time to just start heating up the board state. See what we're doing here. Target you with Endurance. I don't know if they use their graveyard, but I'm going to default to yes. Probably safer to assume that they are. And begin the beats. This is High Tide. We might just be wrecked. I got no plan for that. Okay, not High Tide. And I'm going to drop another Endurance here. It was good the first time. Let's keep going. Target nobody. And go to my turn. Ooh, Village Rites. Cool. I'm going to play Scrubland and then attack. I could put Yorion in hand, or I could leave up Village Rites and Assassin's Trophy. What am I rightsing for? Am I playing around days? Alright, I'm just going to put Yorion in hand. Like, if they end-step Hull Breacher, I can trophy it. Like, that's the thing I was worried about. Hope that doesn't happen. Like, they have to protect it. Alright, end-step Brainstorm's cool. Could still be some combo. I don't know. We're going to find out soon. The game is about halfway over on my side, and might be all the way over on their side if they do just untap and combo me. If they're like show and tell, we're in trouble. This blue-white show and tell. Alright, looking like just Jeskai on a mull to 5. But Hull Breacher protected with Force of Will, untap Days Undoing is pretty much enough here. Lucky that didn't happen. Oh yeah, we're just desperately prismatic ending my creature. I'm going to draw 2 cards. That seems like a good use of that. They can't Hull Breach me. Cool. I mean, that was my sack outlet, but I don't have anything to sack, so I think that's fine. Alright, I have another sack outlet and a handful of cards now. I'm going to make my attack for 3. And I think I want to Ancient Tomb out the Yorion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that lets me keep my Assassin's Trophy up. And I don't think life total is going to matter much in this game. Brainstorm in response, sure. Sucks that Yorion can't bounce lands. It would be sick to like name Serpent and then flicker this, bring it back, name Human. But not how that works. Brainstorm, how'd you do? Not find the answer to Yorion. I'm going to exile my 2 things that I can exile. Then they'll come back, clear their graveyard again, and draw a card. Leave Abundant Growth on the swamp. Seems like a good place for it. I drew the Bayou, which is the land I was thinking about fetching if I needed to trophy this turn. There are still basic forests in the deck, though, so we're fine. Oh, it's my Sharkstill deck. Aw. Now I feel bad. I'm glad I attacked the graveyard, though. Proud Papa, seeing his baby in the wild. You know what card is distressingly good against Sharkstill, though? Pernicious Deed. Okay, black, colorless, green, Pernicious Deed. That kills all of the tokens and the currency converter and everything. I can even Assassin's Trophy the Hall. Gotta fetch before combat here. I mean, my opponent is dead on board, so something needs to happen. Swords to Plowshares or some blocker that costs more than 3. Typhoon for 0 is interesting. Like, I would probably do it for 1, because that at least makes me pop the deed. I guess you get the rogue all the same. Do I want to fight this fight? I mean, it's like lethal if it works, and it's pretty embarrassing if it doesn't. I don't care about being embarrassed, I care about winning. All right, I'm gonna deed for 1. It kills my Abundant Growth, but getting the currency converter out of the mix is gonna be important. And I can zap the Hall, which at least stops Shark Typhoon from looping. I almost said lurking. The lurking Shark Typhoon. Also accurate, though. Nimble Obstructionist. Okay, that's some technology I respect. I mean, I'm going to just Assassin's Trophy the Rogue here, but Nimble Obstructionist is not a card I've played in Sharkstill. This is not exactly my list. Well played. Good choice. I'm going to trophy. I mean, I don't have to do this. I'm going to, though. They could tutor up basic planes. Yeah, they could tutor up basic planes and then draw Swords to Plowshares. But, like, that's the only way this works. In this, I went for the trophy before the draw because I want to put them on exactly Swords to Plowshares and not Swords or Force as relevant draws. Okay, do you have the plow? Oh no. Yeah, we might actually like lose this game now. The Shark Typhoon's chunking with the currency converter, and my hand is just lands. That was a really good Nimble Obstructionist. And I have Cavern. I should probably get my tower into play, start playing towards... I mean, the Cavern is going to mess up this deck. Like, I know how this goes, and it's not pretty for me. On the Sharkstill side, if like Cavern of Souls and these land space engines get online, but I am going to have to do something about this Shark Typhoon currency converter. That's going to end the game pretty quick. That's not helpful. And I'll take a redraw. Jesus. Okay. Well, it's time. I'm going to start getting sharked here. So the way to avoid this situation would have been to trophy the Hall instead. Okay. Here comes the rogues. The shark's going to join them soon. Need a Rector. Endurance, not bad. I'm going to play my Phyrexian Tower. Sandbag my Cavern. All right, let's see how hard they want to go on the Shark Typhoon. Like biggest possible shark or small shark plus buy it back immediately. All right, they're going for a small shark plus buy it back. That's good. That'll give me a chance to clear it. And I'm going to wait until the currency converter... Like, I'm going to wait for them to use their Hall of Heliod here. Because if I respond to converter, I don't really care about a 2-2. All right, so now it's back in the graveyard. Now they're going to tap out to Hall, and this is my opportunity. Please don't have force. All right, we're in there. And now I'm stable against this board of 2-2s, and the engine's offline. Yeah, the cool thing about building and piloting a deck is you know exactly how to deconstruct it. There's no lightning bolt in this deck. They can push for damage with their 2-2s or not. All the removal's white. Raucous. I don't think there's any legends left. I don't play any legends in Shark still myself, and my Yorion's already in exile, which would have been the legend to bounce. This is where Currency Converter starts just playing fair, fixing their hand from bad cards into good cards, unless they just have a second Shark and go straight to the hoop right now. Field of the Dead is also in my deck, which is kind of a reason to sandbag fetch lands, where otherwise I would just be thinning out my non-blue deck, non-brainstorm deck. Discarded a second Converter. Okay. Their hand must be pretty good then, because 2 converters on this board is actually bonkers. If you can just loot from one straight into the other, get a rogue every turn, or just loot twice a turn, fix this board stall. Standstill shit. Alright. Well, my plan was to play an uncounterable win the game card anyway, so let's hope that doesn't matter. Cabal Therapy is not it. I'm going to play this Bayou and pass. Still hiding the Cavern. Like, I do have Field of the Dead in my deck that can go bonkers under Standstill. Like, especially if you knew you had Standstill, having 2 currency converters in play is extra fucked. And still don't have attacks, though. And a Rector still gets me where I'm going. Oh. There it is. So I can break the Standstill with Cabal Therapy and get a peek at what's going on. And then know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm actually just going to do that. Okay. Black mana. Cabal Therapy U. Do I name Nimble Obstructionist? Are they going to have more than one? Because that card actually does beat me. More than Force of Will does. Maybe I name Brainstorm because I don't care about Force. I mean, anything I hit goes into the converter. It's kind of a bummer. Is there any graveyard hate in the main deck? Not in builds I'm aware of. Irrigated Farmland. Wow, they're much deeper on the cycle strat than I am. That's not a card I would put in my legacy deck. Even if it does have the synergy. Okay, Moment of Truth. I think I just named Nimble Obstructionist, as awkward that is. Nimble Obstructionist. What do you got for me? Oh, Dress Down. Shit, that's a good one. I guess I have to flashback. And yeah, I flashback Therapy naming Dress Down. See if they want to spew that off. Okay, we got away with it. Dress Down. Remove that from the equation. My god. And they have 3 currency converters, so cool. Yeah, they're really in on this. Okay, so Dress Down. And make sure I don't mess this up. 5 cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Force of Will that I can shrug off. A Cavern on Human. And then white. 2, 3, 4. Arena Rector. Uncounterable. And I'm going to get Ugin and simply deal 3 damage to my opponent's life points directly. Unless they can, like, currency convert into a second Dress Down here. Luckily, the Wasteland in the hand is in hand and not in play, because that would also flip my tower and make this line not work. Discarded Scalding Tarn. Okay. Did you find a payoff? Okay. Sacrifice a creature at black. Now, if they found Swords to Plowshares, Ugin is not lethal. What does Nickel Balls deal 7 do? Target opponent, creature an opponent controls, or Planeswalker. Okay. Nickel Ball is dealing 7 is plenty. Target opponent, creature an opponent controls, or Planeswalker. -4. Yes. Okay. These words all make sense to my brain. Deal 7 to my opponent, shrugging off Swords to Plowshares, where Ugin would not have beat Swords to Plowshares. I did not expect to Nickel Ballis slash someone's face for the win in this league, but here we go. All right. And we did it. We were starting to lose control of that one, but punched through. I definitely want all my Thoughtseizes in. No doubt about that. The Elspeth doesn't really matter. Painful Quandary doesn't really matter. If you haven't noticed, I do like clipping from the top end rather than the bottom end. Like, the games that we've lost are, we die with like 2 Ugins in hand. And every game where I've been like putting Veteran Explorer or a Living Wish or Endurance on the stack has been reasonable. I don't think I want Surgical Extraction Eureka's kind of funny against this deck with Shark Typhoon in it, but it's probably still good. And they're going to have Graveyard Hate now against my Rectors. They're a deck full of basics, so the Explorer is not even a super safe bet. They have Stifles in their deck. Wow, that's messed up. I think I'm going to shave an Endurance and maybe Nicol Bolas. Yeah, I mean, that slash for 7 was pretty cool, but I think Ugin and the... Or does Splendor even matter? It turns all their 2/2 creatures into 1/1 creatures. They can't activate abilities, though, so that includes Cycling and Hall of Heliod. Yeah, this is the way to go. All right, I'm in with this build. More Thoughtseize, let's go. On the draw for hopefully the final game of this league. This is a lot of discard. I'm going to keep this. The Thoughtseize gets to peek at their hand, and then the Therapies just get to hit on the front and maybe the back as well if I find a creature. This is kind of exactly the game plan I'm looking for. Unless they go turn 1 Currency Converter. Please cast Ponder. Oh my god. Yeah, Thoughtseize versus Currency Converter is not a great matchup. They do have Wastelands in their deck, so I'll respect that a little bit. Also, this deck can play Blood Moon or Back to Basics. I don't know that it's going to. I don't currently have any in my build, but as we've seen, this is different than my build. All right, Standstill, Force of Negation, another Standstill. Yikes. Okay. Wear Tear, Wasteland. The Wasteland confirmed. Do I want to play under this Standstill or... And the second Standstill's not good. Wear Tear is not good. Maybe I just take Force of Negation. Alright, sucks that they're getting a turn 2 Standstill. Maybe I should have planned for that and went with Cabal Therapy. A Wasteland, Standstill. I mean, if they start missing land drops and I don't, like, there is a lands plan in my deck. I could also just, like, gas up into this Eureka. Alright, let's see if you're hitting land drops. Ponder was there. Oh, casting a spell? Casting a spell? Oh. Is that in the hand? No, it wasn't. Okay. Alright, there's a Plains. When the second plane shows up, I'll be concerned. Oh, easy game. Snipe that Timeless Dragon. Let's play this game a little longer. If I draw the Field of the Dead... Oh, they do have Wasteland in play, though. So Field of the Dead, I need to actually have 8 or more lands in play. There's the crop rotation. We could be in the Field of the Dead at some point. An opponent missed a land drop. Missed another one. Come on, lands. Keep the lands coming. Oh, yeah. I'm developing and you're not. This is the game I want to play. Keep lands coming. As long as I hit land drops, I'm not going to think about doing anything else. All right, 7 cards in my hand. Almost at discard. But not there yet. Opponent is at discard. I could crop rotate in their end step. Make them discard most of the cards they drew. Ooh. Are we cycling here or busting Standstill when I have 7 cards? Yeah, didn't think so. Alright, you found your land drop. And I don't even really mind going to discard if I don't find a land. Like, I could discard Cabal Therapy and then be set up with a payout next turn. I just drew this Rector. That's pretty good. Alright, discard Cabal Therapy. And I know they have a second Standstill in hand, so if I make a move, it's got to all be at once. Okay, they're about to go to discard, which means it's a good time to make a move on crop rotation. But crop rotation getting countered kind of sucks. Alright, go ahead. Go to cleanup. Discarded the second Standstill. Alright, a second Rector. Okay, this is the tough spot. I missed my land drop again. I could just go to discard again. I could do my instant plan from last turn. Or I could just Living Wish, get Cavern. Or Cavern's in my deck, isn't it? I boarded it in. No, I didn't. Okay, that was in the Delver matchup, not this one. I am going to discard and I'm going to dump the Eureka. Eureka's in the graveyard. If they're about to go to discard again, I will try to make a move here. Alright, I'm going to Assassin's Trophy their Wasteland. Because if they don't use it, that lets my crop rotation be a lot better. And if they do use it, I can crop rotate in response. And they don't get the land if they use it. 11 cards in hand in the end step. Big discards coming, I hope. I'm not even going to crop rotation unless they wasteland, because I can Cabal Therapy, naming Force of Will, then jam a Rector, flashback, Cabal Therapy, see what's going on over there. And if they have like Dress Down or whatever, I can Force Pitching Ponder, sure, deal. We're going to be losing those cards anyway. A reasonable take. And then go to cleanup. This was the most standstill game I've seen in a long time. The game where standstill actually warped how both players played, and we both wasted cards not trying to pop it. Haven't seen that come up in a while. Right, Cabal Therapy, I'm going to name Force of Will. I don't care about Force of Negation. The Obstructionist is annoying. It's hardcast Force of Negation. Dress Down in response. That works. Okay. That lets me spend a turn wishing. Force of Will. And, oh, Ruination. Ruination, Swords of Plowshares, Standstill, Ponder. That's a lot of good shit. Creatures don't have abilities currently. Ruination. So I'm going to fetch basic Forest here. I mean, Ruination is pretty rough for them too. Forest, and then I'm going to make a Living Wish for Cavern of Souls. None of this is graveyard hate. I'm going to grab Cavern for the future. And I'm not going to play it into the Ruination. Though I don't think Ruination is even that good right now. But it's certainly good against Cavern. Yeah, I'm just going to pass the turn here. Ponder, okay. Anything that gets their mana below Nimble Obstructionist levels, I'm pretty comfortable with. And Graveyard Hate's annoying, but it's fine. Nimble Obstructionist is the one that would really chap my ass. There's the standstill. We knew that was coming. Okay, we get one big shot at this. Cavern on human. Do I want a Planeswalker in play or an Enchantment in play? Let's look at the options. Ugin, not great. Sandworm Convergence already in my hand. I could get Omniscience, cast Sandworm Convergence, but all that lets them open up their... So Omniscience is pretty fucked up. Oh, but they have Wear Tear. Oh, they're literally holding Wear Tear, so I'm not getting an Enchantment. Alright, Planeswalker it is. Uncounterable Arena Rector. Bust your standstill, go for it. Extracting my therapies in response. Okay, reasonable. After that resolves, I'm going to crop rotate for Phyrexian Tower. Probably wanted to wait on the Rector. I get 2 cracks at this. Their hand has to have 2 counterspells. Oh shit, no, I need to let it resolve. Oh fuck. Yeah, because they have the Wasteland face up. Alright, so I have to let it resolve, let them try to plow it, and then I rotate for a sack outlet in response. And I have 2 cracks at it then. Yeah, if I go first, I definitely lose. They're going to take their time on this therapy, really studying what I can rotate for and what I can pay out with. Unfortunately, doing this at sorcery speed or at instant speed means that I don't get to activate my Planeswalker. Alright, I am passing the turn. Not plowing the end step. Wasteland my Cavern. I'll rotate that in response. If they plow in response, I'll rotate Bojuka Bog also in response. Rotate Bojuka Bog. How many removal spells and counter spells do we have? And if they have another removal spell, I'll just get Field of the Dead. So Ruination's pretty bad against that. And they saw both these crop rotations. This shouldn't be a surprise. Surgical Extraction just resolved. You do have a Force of Will. Alright. Force pitching Shark Typhoon. Deal. Swords of Plowshares happens. How about my crop rotation? Where are we at with that? I can grab another Cavern. Force the action on Ruination. I want Field of the Dead in the deck. Like, I don't want to lose that. Yeah, I'll get another Cavern and name human. And I can F6 from here. If they Ruination, they lose their red source. I lose 2 lands, but I can play Rector anyway. They've also just drifted under 5 minutes on their clock, and they have 2 games to win this match. I don't think I can lose this match anymore for clock reasons, but let's play it out and see what happens for gameplay reasons. Yeah, we're going to see the Ruination here. Destroy one of your own lands into a mine. That's fine. Okay. I can simply cast this Rector now. I'm going to get another green. There's a lot of green spells in my deck. Right, if they have Force or Plow, they can clear this thing out. But it's in play. Here we go. Yeah, that's fine. We're just clearing the way for Yorion. Down to 3 cards over there. Assassin's Trophy. All right, Caracas. 1, 2, 3. Put Yorion in hand. Leave up Trophy. Red mana. Do I care? I could Trophy this mountain. They're not going to have another one. Yeah, I'll go for that. They're going to have another land, but not another mountain. I don't know if there are Pyroblasts in the deck, but that's probably all the red sources they play. Okay. I'll put this little buddy in play. I don't want to play Yorion until I can protect it with Caracas. That's like actually an endgame that is kind of dominating. Oh, we're getting sharked. Huh. Why wasn't that in play as a 5/5? Unless there's a plateau. Oh, cycled for irrigated farmland. So you can... That's cool tech. You can cycle Timeless Dragon for a random card, basically, instead of a plains. I would have just put a 5/5 into play on that board state. Oh, or did I give them the second white off the trophy? I don't remember. That would have been a reason not to do that. All right, we're just flushing out removal. Oop. I'm going to wait on this too. What's the rush? This is where they hard cast Shark Typhoon, and that's the rush. Paralyze the dragon, yep. Endurance, right on time, you asshole. Okay, now there's kind of a rush. I want to get a peek at their hand, see what we're up to. Brainstorm in response, okay. And I'm going to take their Brainstorm. I don't really care about Force if there's no blue card to go with it, and I'll cast Endurance right now. In reloading their deck with all these goodies, where decking them might actually be a plan. Not the most exciting thing, but right now, while my spell is good, we are almost certainly losing this game, though. There is another one coming. There's the currency converter. Oh, there's the land I've been waiting for, but we know there's Force in hand. Let's race. Just click through my second main phase. Whoops. Oh, we have a big shark coming. Is this just lethal? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I'm at 1. Oh, they're just activating converter. That's cool. Allowed. I hope I end up 1 mana short of casting Sandworm Convergence on the turn before I die. Okay. We know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, I will cast the Yorion here. Endurance can block. Oh, that doesn't really help because then I can't block. And all right, I am going to block with Endurance this turn, try to see some more draw steps. They made their treasure. Oh, right, and Endurancing them put the red sources back into their deck after I specifically made a play that I'm now suffering for by taking them off their red sources. Like if Trophy was still in my hand, I just clip this dragon and we're actually just doing fine. Abundant Growth. Find me something good, like an Assassin's Trophy. Cavern on Human. Okay, Cavern on Human. I'm at 1 on the board right now. Let's go. Shark Typhoon is lethal. I'm not gonna take the 10 seconds for them to attack me. They can't win a game in 1 minute anyway. Unfortunate that this match is not gonna reach a conclusion. Okie dokie. So I want to just load up on Endurances, make sure I don't die. All right, I'm going to bring in 2 Endurances, cut 2 Eurekas, and just present this deck. This is not good. I'm going to ship it. This one's very good. Keep this, bottom the Cruel Reality. I have Thoughtseize into Uncounterable Oppo. And I'm not going to Thoughtseize till turn 2. I don't have any turn 2 plays in my deck, and this gives me an extra draw step to figure out what they're up to. Like if I Thoughtseize turn 1 and then just land go on turn 2 and they draw Standstill, they got me. Okay. Scrubland, Thoughtseize. What you up to? Shark Typhoon, Brainstorm, Force of Negation, Standstill. All right, I will take the Standstill. Though I think them casting Standstill would lock the win for me, because we'd just be sitting here for a long time. Scalding Tarn in play. Oh man, please don't crack this until I get my Cavern into play. Because the Scalding Tarn is also their white source for that Swords to Plowshares. If they let me oppo them here, it's a good one. Right, Cavern on human. Let's do this thing. All right. They haven't seen oppo yet. Fetch in the end step. Fetch in the end step. Fetch now. Fetch now. Oh, still no white mana. Yeah, I'm just not going to take any game actions until they crack that fetch land. Pass the turn. Send it back. Uh-oh. This is a human, and I think this would have won this game, this play right here, even if they weren't about to time out. Oh, well done. Never mind, never mind, never mind. They found a way to wiggle out of this, and then the Swords to Plowshares, so we are going to keep playing this game. That's a dress down they don't have for Rector, and 6 seconds on the clock. This is the end of this league. My plan, if we had kept playing, would be to Living Wish for Phyrexian Tower, and then Tower Rector on the following turn. Okay, positive record in the books. We won the games where we drew the low-cost interactive toolboxy side of the deck, and we lost the games where we flooded out on big shitters at the top end. And we even won one of those games when Eureka let me put all those cards into play. So the deck is well constructed for the beast that it is. I don't know that I personally would choose to make it a Yorion deck and add all these other toolboxes like Rector Fit, pick Academy or Arena Rector, and just dedicate your plan to making that happen is a perfectly reasonable strategy in Legacy, and it reduces some of this extra 20 cards variance that we ran into. But this also was very good at doing the thing that it claimed to do. There are enough packages in here that we're always working towards one plan or another, sometimes two plans, and we can decide when we get there. There's enough plans that even if you do flood out on lands, like, okay, Field of the Dead's in here somewhere, and Crop Rotation can find it. Even if you flood out on big things, like we got 2 Eurekas, let's find them. I think this deck is pretty well constructed, which is kind of awkward for me to compliment since I helped build it. But I do actually, after playing some leagues with it, think that this is a totally respectable thing to show up to a Legacy event with. And I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not going to change any cards because I've already changed many of the cards. All of the drafts of this deck are lost to time in Pat and I's Discord chats. But the build that's in front of us right now, I think, is responsible about each of its plans while being irresponsible about how crazy the deck is. And that's the most you can hope for. Pat, thank you for sharing this deck with me and with the world. Good luck out there. I know this is your actual tournament deck. I hope you are out there winning dual lands and whatever it is that they offer out in New Jersey for Legacy tournaments with Cruel Reality and Ugin at the top end. I appreciate this kind of thing. Everybody else, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon and the other links that support the channel in the video description, and I'll see you next time.